Hey, people. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. This is Spirit Journey, and today is Thursday, February 6th. That's right, February 6th, 2025, and the time is, oh my goodness, 11:30 p.m. Wow, I didn't think it was that late. Yes, another evening, just relaxing here, and I want to share some talk with you guys. Wow. Um, yes, hello Thursday. I want to talk about three things, and I hope I can remember the three things. I want to talk about the nanoparticles that are put in people, allegedly. Cat Williams' pro-American stance, and the rise of the American conservative. Yes, I want to talk about those three. But I'm first going to talk about Cat Williams. Cat Williams is a comedian and an actor. And I've just watching some videos at in front of me here on YouTube. And oops, sorry about that. Yeah, I have my flashlight here. Yeah, I apologize for that. Yeah, yeah, he's Cat Williams is a comedian, and he did some type of like a show, and it was in oh, what do you call it? Not Nevada, Arizona. And boy, I would love to see the whole clip, but a YouTuber shared a clip of Cat Williams in like his a show, and wow. More power to Cat Williams. I've learned of Cat Williams a year ago. I think almost exactly a year ago, regarding the P Diddy scandal. That long interview that he did with the former football player. Oh, something Shay Shay, something like. Yeah, that was a good interview, and it was the first time I ever listened to him then, and I thought it was very good. I liked his content and how he expressed himself. Um, but with this show that Cat Williams doing in Arizona, um, he was getting heckled by audience, and is looking at what the people look like. Many of the people look like they're from um, Central America, South America, slash indigenous, and I don't know what led up to what he was saying, but for whatever reason, he was being heckled. And he is angry. And he said some things that I thought was very telling. Why, if you're from somewhere else, why, if you like somewhere else so much and you want to defend that other thing, why aren't you there? So someone didn't like that his pro-American stance. But if you're in America, you have to like something about America, right? I mean, whoever who feeds you, you don't bite the hand that feeds you, in my opinion. You don't bite the hand that feeds you. What country you're in, if that country serves you, if that country feeds you, if that country protects you, you protect it. It's not about your national origins, whatever. It's where you are. Your home is where your heart is. What your home is where your feet are, because it sustains you. So you can have pride of where your ancestors came from, but now you're where you are. So embrace where you are. But I like that, you know, I like his pro-American stance, and it's really nice and refreshing to see American blacks um, embrace country. And I've never seen that growing up. Never until Trump. It's something, just have me thinking. It's very refreshing and very new to me. And it's like when we're younger in America that we weren't really full Americans. At least we're taught to feel we're not really Americans, we're just black folk. But no matter what your race is, if you are a citizen of wherever you are, that's your nationality. So I'm looking at this fellow, and he's sitting in the front row at a concert, at a Cat Williams concert, but he seems very defiant against America. So why is he in the audience? Why? Why do you ask yourself? Um, what makes someone be at a place but so adamant about defending where they're from or where their ancestors are? I mean, you don't want people to insult your heritage. Your heritage is your heritage. But why are you at a place, at a country, and you really loathe it in your heart? And he starts, Cat Williams, the comedian, Black American comedian, in defiance to this gentleman in the audience, and starts to sing the national anthem. And he says the man that he's singing to in defiance, he's seated the foreign, I guess the person identifies with the other country. He has two women with him, and the women trying to lighten him up, like, come on, sing. They look like of all of the ethnicity, but it's something. And he's angry. And I feel it's like, why are you here? Why would you be at a place? It's almost like a spy who pretends to be something that is not, but in actuality, they are there to destroy you. They're not there to sustain the integrity, the strength of that country that they are living in. But by stealth, they pretend to be about America because they're here. I would just assume you're here, you got a job here, you do everything, and this defiance. And I've seen this defiance before. And it's like you have some groups in America that identify so much with the country that they're, or the region where their families are from. But yet, they're in America. And recently, the south of the border, and I talked about this recently, there's riots and protests at the southern border with people with foreign flags that they're flying in defiance of America because of the deportation of illegal immigrants. And this defiance. And then when they're brought back, someone they had cameras on these people that were returned back to sender, and they acted like, "Oh, we love our homeland." And so, how phony! You do all these things to hide in America, to take over certain things in America. And then by force, you're removed. And then you go, oh, I'm so happy to be home. Oh, full baloney. Baloney. If you really felt that way about your other country, you wouldn't have to wait for him to tell you to forcefully remove you. just left on your own. You say, I outstayed my welcome. Yeah, I want to just take over, leech over the system. But let me go. You're good, poor Lavi. He's drinking his water too. Yeah, he needs to drink a lot of water. So it really, I mean, just looking at this video, it really, really bugs me. Um, People are there and they may come by the masses of people, but yet they get offended when you sing the American national anthem and say how great America is. Because they don't see themselves as America. But the fact that you're here and you're dying to stay, there are people that come from all over the world that do anything to come, even risk the lives of their own children to come to America to reap the benefits, the money. And if their culture is so good, why aren't they there? And I asked that question before some years ago back in America when I lived in America. Um, he was from South America. I'm not going to give the name of the country, but it's in South America. And he said that the country where he's from, the people there, they're cultured. And he said in contrast of, well, this place isn't. So why are you here? Why are you in America? Because of money. He's in America because of money. And I said to myself, what is allowed? What is sell out to himself? You're saying you value money over your culture. When you have to say that, see, money you can always get. You may not get exactly what you want, but if you really feel that your place is cultured, you'll be able to manage with money because culture is what's going to sustain you, right? It is your culture that sustains you. Money doesn't sustain your culture sustains you, in my opinion. But it's like a sellout. You see how great the country where you're from, but yet you soak up the benefits of the country that hosts you. And I think America is going down because you have America filled with people who are selfish, who are greedy, and who just want to sustain themselves and leech over the inhabitants of that land and then um, disrespect the people who are there, who live there, you know? And I think America really should be more selective who comes into the country. Are there people, are you there to leech? And even if you have, if you just want money, but still, the, the fact that it sustains you, respect what sustains you, people. Wow. I mean, just looking at the fellow, and I loved how Cat Williams picks up an American eagle, like the globe with the American eagle on it, and he picks it up. It looked real heavy, and he pops him right in front of him on the stage in defiance back at him. Why are you here? It's like you want to claim it as your own. But Cat Williams make it, says it real. He says Arizona. Uh, he says Arizona used to be a part of Mexico, but now it's called Arizona. And I said, what a powerful statement. It's not Mexico, it's Arizona. It's the United States. And the thing is, early in the history, was that the past 500 years, the Americas, what they call the Americas, it was carved up by Europeans. And the Spaniards are European. The Spaniards don't originate in South America. Spaniards originate in Spain. They are from Spain. They are European. They are Caucasian slash white. No different than the French, the British, uh, the people from Netherlands. Where else? That's what I could think of. Oh, Portugal. They're all the same. They all were powers of their day. But some of those nations were more powerful than others. And then they took over pieces of land. That's it. So why are you defending people? It's like they're making Americans, in particular white Americans, think that they're the intruder. Well, all of of the Americas were formed by intruders. Spaniards were intruders, but they identify with that Spanish heritage. So I guess with the Stockholm syndrome, but it goes both ways. I was born in America and I spoke English, so I have a pride for the country that I was born in, the language, and I'm sure if you go to Brazil, they love their language, their culture. It's what you're born into and what you embrace. Everything has its history, and there's no history that's perfect. History repeats itself, right? So that's all where I'm coming from. There's no perfect history. You have a conqueror and the conquered. And so it just staggers me when people come to America and poo-poo it. And they fight teeth and nail to stay in America, to get money, you know? Oh, I'm just remembering something else what Cat Williams said, that that he says, I'm American, he says, and that he takes pride. He said, my ancestors, Cat Williams said, my ancestors were slaves here. And we had to do all that work, work on the land, and you're just a landscaper. So he's saying the distinction, his heart is in America. He built America. And so the distinction being a landscaper and being someone who was a slave, they're two dramatic different things. His heart is with the country that his heritage was in for generations. But yeah, it's a selfishness, and I think part of the reason, well, many of you know that I left America 13 months ago. Well, initially 14 months ago, and I left for many reasons. I didn't like the racial climate, and I did not like the violence that I was experiencing, and I felt like I was being pushed out of my own country. I was born and raised there, and I saw the influx of people from various regions. Now, New York City always had immigrants, and I was always from more aware of it from junior high school and continue. And so it was nothing new to meet someone from somewhere else. That most of the people I was in contact with were from somewhere else. So it's not about not liking people from somewhere else. I'm not liking the lack of respect for where they are, but yet they want all the benefits that country has to offer, and then they poo-poo it. They don't want to learn the language. They don't want to sing the national anthem. So why are you here? You should go and go on the internet and watch that video of Cat Williams and the protesters. Um, the protest in this case, this video says from Mexico, and it is. It's very disrespectful. Yes, again, I did leave America. You might be saying, "Oh, you're a hypocrite." You love this. If you love it so much, why did you leave? I don't love violence. I didn't like the violence. I had gotten physically attacked in the street. Um, there were three other attempts, random strangers, robbery attempts. Um, and the sentiment of the people, the new immigrants in New York City, and how they were treating certain people. And it got me angry. I said, I don't want to be around this. I don't want to be around people. I saw the writing on the wall. What did the writing on the wall say? Get out. It said to me, get out before it's too late. Um, it's going to be a big downfall because there's no structure anymore. Because you have people who are just fly by nights. They're not there to really make something of the country. They're there to suck out the resources. They're not interested in building it or building just for their immediate family. They're just thinking just themselves, not the collective. That's what it's that's what I'm getting at. It's not about the collective whole to keep country one, but about themselves and the money that they can send home. And they have no love. And why should you do business with people who think that? I don't want to go in their businesses if you feel that way, or treat the people who are from there a certain way. I saw as time went on, the sentiment of certain immigrants, in particular to Black Americans like myself, it is makes me angry, and I got angry at some of the American Blacks who are. We were raised to think the term, at least here in New York, when I was in New York City, the term minority. That all these people are we all had the same label. And I think a lot of, because of that, many Black Americans like myself thought, oh, we were all equal and that we were all friends. But as time went on, no, I started seeing, hey, how come they not they treating you like there's something wrong with you. They only hiring themselves. They may intermarry Black Americans, but it's for what I call a meal ticket. So you can stay in the country. But they really don't like you. They really don't respect your own culture, but they just want to reap the benefits. And that angers me. Um, yeah, so that's it's an interesting video clip of Cat Williams. Yeah, take a look at it yourself and let me know what you think about his stance. It's like I mean, I wouldn't go to a foreign country and poo it, and I I wouldn't want to be there. I if I don't know, I wouldn't want to be there if I felt that badly about it, you know. But you're there for money. And again, if you love your country, whatever what your nationality is, if you love your homeland more than you like where you are, and let's say you're an adult when you moved into that other country, it might be best for you to go back to your other country because you're showing allegiance to the other place. You can love both things, love both, attributes of both places. But wherever your feet are, you defend the place where your feet are at because it will eventually spit you out. That's getting at. It will eventually spit you out. And why let that happen? Yeah. The next thing I want to talk about are the rise of the Black American conservative. Yeah, this is going to be controversial also. I just got to rub my nose. My nose is itching. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. I want to talk about, yeah, the Black conservative American. Um, where did this come from? And in the context of this, okay, now what I'm getting at is that in 26, well, I think in general, Black Americans in general are conservative people. But I think in the 1970s, things started getting very funky, and the radicalization, um, and now it's just, I don't know what happened to many of us. But I think in general, we're conservative. I mean, and I think that growing up, we dress conservative too, in general. So I think like the past, especially under Obama, things just started to really get more radical. And people, I felt Black Americans were being taught like, why embrace the American flag or why celebrate the 4th of July and things like that. And at one point, my growing up, I used to kind of feel that way in my heart. Or Thanksgiving, why celebrate these things? Because I felt disconnected from America because of racism. In my opinion, my emotion, that's what I felt, and that's where it was stemming from. Uh, Being felt like I was a second-class citizen. So I never embraced that I was an American. My label was a Black American. But when Trump came into the picture, for the first time, I really started embracing the label of America and being pro American, to love and respect your country, wherever where your feet are, you know? And so the rise of Black conservative, I would say the first so-called Black conservative that I met that I saw on social media was Candace Owens. And she even had a videos, one of her first videos, if not the first video, is I think it was the time, Mom and Dad, I'm a Black conservative, something to that effect. And that was supposed to be something very scandalous. Um, yeah, that was, I think, in 2017, I saw that video. It was the first time that uh, I think it was the second video that I saw of her. And I said, wow, this is very unique. So yeah, I didn't see, I didn't see a lot of that back then in 2016 or 17. But in New York, where I was born and raised, um, when Obama and Biden were in office, it seemed this anti-American hate whiteys attitudes that were very prevalent. And if you're a rich white person, that you're made to feel ashamed, in my opinion. Um, and when Trump got into office, I with the fear I had. Um, yeah, I was initially, I was not a Trump fan. I wasn't into Trump. Of course, being a New Yorker, I know of Trump for about 40 plus years. Well, now 40 plus years. Since maybe 1982, around that time that I think I've heard of him. So that's a long time ago. Um, He's just an individual. He's always consistent in his behavior, his personal, everything is the same. Um, but I was introduced to Trump's, social media wise, through a very young, uh, he looked about 12 years old, sorry, and he was a Trump fan. And I liked his intellect. And I was just curious who this black fellow was because he was different in how the social programming many of us are like. And so, out of curiosity, um, I said, I wonder what this Trump that he's talking about, this kid, this black kid. And so, and again, I had fear to even venture into finding out more about this Trump that's in politics now. I mean, running for office. I was I was actually very anxious to do so, but I did so. I said, well, my curiosity is in the way. And yeah, I lived alone, and but yeah, I was afraid to just even go on YouTube to look up the video of Trump and him running for office. So it was, I think, it was the summer of 2016, and I heard his speech, and I said yes. I identified with it immediately and became someone who um, would actually go out my way to watch speeches. First time in history I ever wanted to listen to a politician. Yeah, I don't care about politicians. And so again, the rise of the Black conservative, um, Black Americans conservative. So yeah, Trump gets in office, and uh, Black Americans, at least in my exposure in New York City. New York City is very Democrat, and many of the blacks um, are Democrats. I'm not a Democrat. I don't belong to any political party. I never signed up for any political party. Um, and I had fear of that because my heart liked what I saw in Trump's speeches. But yet I live in a city that is very anti-Trump. And I mean, I had real anxiety and fear about it. It was like a secret. But I did speak out about it on social media. I felt safe on social media sharing my thoughts. But going out in public to say that's another story. Um, but yeah, but basically, a lot of blacks, the sentiment in New York City was if you like Trump, basically you're a bad person. Hey, yes, hello, viewer. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. So, again, with Trump, I'm just going to get this right. Sorry, the light. I'm trying to get the light right. So, I'm sorry, I guess the light is getting dimmer. So, but then again, things started changing. So again, fear in 2016 and on, if you're a Trump supporter. And, but then everything changed like overnight when Trump got arrested. Was that in 2023? Well, he got a mugshot. He didn't. He was behind bars, but they went through the formality of the fingerprints and getting a mugshot, and that was about it. And all of a sudden, the surge of Black Americans um, rooting for Trump. And this is where my real issue in the matter. I almost feel like all these years, hey Nubian, yeah, I'm doing okay. It's good to see you. So yeah, I always felt like how I'm starting to feel now. I'm angry actually. Like it's like from 2016 to now, I openly said on social media my stand on Trump and that I was in favor of Trump. Yeah, you too. Yeah, I always felt like I felt like I got the brunt of the criticism of being someone that embraced some of the things that Trump shared on social media, over YouTube. I was criticized. I had some people that used to watch my channel verbally attack me, and I was shocked. And how, I mean, I am not my politics. Do I have opinions? Like all of us do. It's just an opinion. It's just, politicians, they, as you saw at the funeral of President Carter, former President Carter's funeral, who was sitting next to each other? Obama and Trump. And they looked like bosom buddies, laughing, right? They're friends. So we may think that, politicians, they play a part. They're playing a role. They're playing good cop, bad cop, right? So you all saw, those of you who saw the funeral of Carter, that Trump and Obama sat together, were sitting next to each other, I should say, and they were not enemies. So what's the big deal? And why are you getting defensive because someone is talking about, okay, a candidate and what was, he says who cares? Who cares, people? Who cares? They're all friends. You think because they're Republican or Democrat that they don't like one another? They're all bedfellows. They're all bedfellows. So to me, it never made a difference. Okay. But I saw for the first time in 26 from 2016 to now that people are fighting because of political parties. They're all bedfellows. And it's dividing people. And that's what I don't like. It is dividing us. And they're playing us like a fool. So again, going back to the Black American conservative, what's pissing me off about this surgence of so-called Black American conservatives. Um, I feel like since 2016, I was in the line of fire, being verbally criticized, walked in fear when I went outside in New York City during this uh, post-Trump era, and not feeling safe. And then Trump gets the mug shot and the fingerprinted, and then all of a sudden, you had Black Americans, the so-called so-called blacks from the hood, in their Ebonics, how much they love Trump. What do you love about him? I'm really, what do you love about him? You didn't love him before. You called him a racist. So any fool can get a mug shot, and then you love him, and you go out in the street. How much you love Trump? I saw a video. I think it was 2 days ago. An interviewer, a white interviewer, is going to a black neighborhood and putting a microphone in their in the in their face and asking them about Trump. And oh, they love Trump. And then this guy had little kids, and they say, oh, how they love Trump. And I just said, when did they start loving Trump? I know it wasn't into any. My instincts are telling me that it wasn't from 2016 when he came on. I mean, Trump was very direct in his delivery on what he believed in. And I never heard any, I very rarely heard any black people. The only black person that at the time in 2016 that was pro-Trump was that little boy that introduced me to Trump via the video that he did. It was a young kid. He could have been 12 years old, 11, 12 years old, uh, wearing a beautiful suit and tie, and is with young ladies about his age. Um, he was the only black person there, and he spoke so eloquently about Trump. He's the one that introduced me through the video to take a look at Trump. And I did, and I listened to his Trump speech, and I became a fan of Trump because of this content. I like what he spoke about immigration, about the illegals, and all these other things. He spoke my language at that time. I embraced the majority of the things that he said. I loved it. It was the first time in my history I listened to a politician or someone running for office. First time. Okay. So again, going back, so it's like, where were these black people before? Yes, I know that uh, many of us had to be quiet, but you didn't see them on social media. So where did they come from? What is it real? So I'm wondering, is it real? These people that come on, that get interviewed, they get someone puts a camera in front of their face and they ask about Trump, they're in the black and they're in the hood, and they get, oh yeah, Trump, yeah, Trump. Why? Why do you like him? Why do you love him? Is it only because he got that he got a mugshot? That means any clown could get a mugshot. You're gonna love that person? Come on, dude. Come on. Come on. I don't know. I don't know. That's about so it's like when it's like going through the fire. This is what it is for me. It's like going through the fire and you're in war and you got shot at and this and that. And then once everything's over and you win the war, and the people during the war uh, didn't like that you were fighting. They it's like now you want to reap the benefits because he won. It's like that's how I feel almost like that you're not there when we needed the support, you didn't give it, and then now that is so now you're gonna say, oh, how much you like it. That's how I feel. And now now you have also as since the mugshot, especially the past few months, I have been seeing a lot of new YouTubers, black, what you call the black conservative types. They have in the videos the American flag behind them, um, Trump paraphernalia, and it's like, where were these guys before? Where were they? And I start to feel like, I know the light is getting dimmer. I'm sorry. I don't want to look spooky. Okay. And it's like saying, I'm sorry, a little distracted. I I don't know what to believe. Um, where were they? Yes, some people might have been dangerous for them to speak out, but it's like this like it's the new flavor. It's like a fad. It's like a fad and or a trend, and everybody jumping on the bandwagon because now it's the flavor for the moment. It's the flavor for the moment, and I'm wondering, is it real? Is it real, or is it just that you're using this platform and it's just for money? And it's really angering me because how I feel again that the criticism I got in 2016, 27, and on. And where are they? I don't know whether it's real. I don't feel it's real. And that's why I'm angry about it. You have a right to put up whatever content that you want. It's your right, whether it's fake or not. It is your right to put up that because freedom of speech, whether you believe in your speech or not, that it's still your freedom to say or to even believe what you want to believe. But I feel like it's like I I I just feel like I had to go through all this crap. I mean, I even had a relative who went on social media, went on to specifically they went on Facebook. I don't look at Facebook. He goes on Facebook and trashes me. And I had people told me about them saying things behind my back. They didn't have the balls to even come to me, the person who was trashing me. Um, he didn't even come to me and tell me. He had my telephone number. In fact, but I said something when the second person informed me. I still waited a month or so, and I said, let me just take a look. I didn't want any controversy. I didn't want to hear about it. I thought it was just being made up. I said, let me just see for myself. And I was shocked what was said about me. And what this person said and was greatly distorted. And I was 5 years old. I'm in my 60s, people. I'm in my 60s. I'm 62 years old. And this alleged thing, well, I was about 5 years old. And making it sound like something that it was just said. And what was said was, I don't even remember me saying what he alleged that I said at 5 years old that could have got me hurt or killed in the political environment. This was said. This was said in, what year? 2021. Yeah, it could have been 2020. 2020, 2021. It was over a period of time. Um, Dangerous. Could you believe that? It was a family member saying something like that about me. Really distorted. Um, and it saddened me uh, that could have hurt me. So being under fire like that, and again, you have crazy people who may believe what people say about other people, and they could go and stalk them. They could unalive them, and that's why I take it so personal. Just because of a candidate. Again, as you saw with Obama and Trump, they're all bedfellows, so to speak, meaning that they're friends, they have association, they have, they might go places. You saw it at the funeral, at Carter's funeral. They sat next to each other. They sat next to each other. So here they have us, the media has us fighting, and they're all bedfellows. Okay? So I do take it personal about what was said about me. Uh, Not true. and someone who's 5 years old, so it's over, what's that? Uh, 50, about 52 years ago. Come on, people. 52 years ago. You could have said, it could have really caused me harm, just because of a politician. Don't think that these politicians don't believe that they're enemies. They do business. One hand washes the other, but they have us fighting because they want to keep strife. So it's like I'm fighting in the battle, and then possible people come along now that he's in office, Trump, and he's going to pretend. I don't know. I shouldn't say that, pretend. I don't know what's in their heart. I don't know them. I never met them. But all of a sudden, I'm getting all these new recommended videos of these blacks who uh, talk about Trump. They have a flag flag behind them. These pro-American paraphernalia, and I feel that it's just, for me, some of them, that it is just another means to something that they can market, because now it's the trend. It's something that they could profit off for money, and but it may not even be true. And I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I'm so angry about this. Yes, I'm watching. I said, all these people, all of a sudden, they're just coming out of the woodworks. Had the flag. Remember, we did. I hear people. I heard people tell me, got angry at me because I had said that I was wearing a red, white, and blue, and I had my nails done too. Yeah, I was wearing red, white, and blue for the 4th of July. And some people that I know in the Black community got angry with me. Or how dare you wear red, white, celebrate the 4th of July. Black people were slaves in 4th of July. But you know what else? What they failed to say? What they failed to say, yes, many Black people in America and throughout the Americas, Blacks were slaves. Blacks and mixed race people were slaves. But you know what they didn't say? That Black people fought in the what called the American Revolution. Did you know that? Black Americans fought in every war and conflict on the continent. Every one. Every one of them. So you're going to say someone, let's say they were in Afghanistan. Oh, um, oh, you can't embrace that heritage that you fought in Afghanistan or in Vietnam War. Oh, they get really pissed. So what's the difference, people? What is the difference, a Black person embracing that he fought in Vietnam War, the Korean War, World War II? These were heroes, right? But you say, oh, you can't embrace that if it's the 4th of July. Had free Blacks during the 1776. Not every single Black person was slave. You had free people of color, as they called it. You had free Blacks during that time. Most were enslaved, yes, but you had free Blacks, and you had other groups that fought in the war. Yeah, so why are you denying us? Why? It's always like you're always trying to pull someone's glory or pride away from, oh, you should feel ashamed. No, it's like they put a lot of shame on Black America for us to feel shame. Don't, remove that shame. Any of you feeling ashamed to wear red and white and red and blue for the 4th of July? Well, what's the difference for, let's say, someone from Brazil when they have their, when their country became a nation? You telling me those blacks in Brazil can't wear their flag? I'm from New York City. You have you had a parade that for Brazilians in Manhattan, and they wore their Brazilian flag. Most Brazil is black or people of black heritage. They wear their flag proudly, and they were enslaved longer. So what's the fucking difference? Excuse my language. What's the difference for them Brazilian blacks or people of color in Brazil to embrace their flag or their national anthem when they were slaves too during the time, right? So, what's the difference for American blacks to say, they're going to wear their flag or celebrate the 4th of July? Yes, you did have slavery in America, but that is history. And you had slaves who fought to defend. You had it. Don't take it away from anyone. Yes, and I'm a veteran. I am a veteran. It wasn't wartime when I was in, but I still served the USA. And I'm proud to say that. I am proud to say that. Stop trying to take away and have blacks feel ashamed. I hate it. We have every right, like any nation, to be pride, to have pride in yourself. Nobody's perfect, but have pride in you. Whatever what you serve, whether you serve a little bit or serve a lot, and love your country. And if it's time for you to leave your country, then leave. It's okay. I felt I had to leave my country. It was getting dangerous. It was getting dangerous for me. As I said earlier, I got attacked. And there were 3 other attempts of attacks upon me. And then they tried to steal my dog. I said, I had enough. I had enough. I felt like I was being a hostage in my apartment. And I remember what this black guy that I talked to on the phone, he worked for the telephone company. And he said, don't be like my mother. He said, my mother's just a little older than you. And she got stuck in the Bronx. She liked where she lived because it was inexpensive. It was affordable living. And then the neighborhood got really, really dangerous. And then it was too late for her to leave. She couldn't afford to leave and she's stuck. He said, don't be like my mother. And I remembered that. That was maybe 2 years prior to my leaving. And then I decided to leave. And yes, at a cost. It cost me. But life always costs. So that is how I feel about this. These surgeons of the Black American conservative, who sporting American flags, paraphernalia. It just seems so. Um, I never seen anybody in the Black community. I knew one person when she was a very religious person, and yeah, she had it was during the Bush era, and she had posts of Bush in her home. I was surprised, but you have blacks who are conservative, and they are. But I just feel some things are being shown because of fashion, not because of their real conviction. And are they only have a conviction for Trump only because he got arrested? What are you saying about yourself? So anybody, if they want to win the black vote, just get a mugshot. And I said, wow, I don't know. I don't know, people. Let me just put this down. I have this phone here. I mean, flashlight. I'm sorry. Yeah, I saw a comment. Let me try to read that comment here. I'm sorry. Ah, okay. Where's that comment? Okay, let's see. Nubian says they love him because he was doing a lot for people long time ago. They just cover up what he was doing for people. And he had the military saving, wait a minute, and also he and the military saving the babies from the evil ones. I'm not familiar with that. Okay, thank you for sharing. Yeah, I know that some blacks, like when I first learned of Trump, I went to Trump Tower in Manhattan, and there were, I think, about two black gentlemen. They were older. They were, um, we were all about the same age, 50s or 60s. They were mature. They had a maturity about them, and that was it. And I was afraid to stand next to them. We were both we were all across the street. There were a group of people, but and it was just so happened they were there, and I was just so happened to be there also. But I remember the fear that I had to be a black person, to be someone that liked Trump, and it was a novelty to see someone else. But that was about it, you know. Let's see. Because he was doing that for people a long time ago. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for sharing that, Nubian. Anything else? Yeah. So that's basically what I feel about that. This conservatism. Again, like who you like. You know, you like someone, you like someone. You don't like someone, you don't like someone. But I don't like to feel that someone is saying something because it's fashionable to say something. And my remembering what someone lying on me, a family member lying on me, to get me in trouble during the time when very volatile in New York City for Trump supporters. Yeah, that's what I'm angry at. So it's like all this um, hostility and potential danger for real Trump supporters. And then let me get my water. Yeah, so when it was real danger for us, real Trump supporter, I don't, I don't want to say Trump supporter, but someone who liked him as a candidate. That's all I'm saying. Um, and then it's like they're able to enjoy the ride with no harm. So, no, I don't know. So the next thing, okay, I talked enough about that subject. The other thing I want to talk about, I'm not sure how to discuss it, but I want to talk about, any of you ever heard of nanoparticles, nano assembly? Um, I'm wondering what is, I'm not a scientist or anything like that. Um, but you have these things that scientists are making. They're little small things that's made in a lab. And these things, think of it like a program, a miniature computer that's smaller than a pinhole. And they can have it enter your body without your knowledge, through the air, through the food you eat, maybe through your skin, your certain body lotions, or maybe the nose probe during that time in, you know, like 5 years ago. It's 2025 now. So let's say it started around, no, let's say 2021. And they had some people get these nose probes because they wanted to test something. What if the nose probe had something in it? And what if you find out, what if you had a doctor and the doctor told you to take a particular medication or experimental drug or the nose probe thing, and then you had an occurrence and you come to believe that maybe you were implanted with nanos that are assembling. And you call it assembly because it's not just those little dots or something, but something that has a structure, something complicated. And you see this or you witness it. What do you do and where do you go? Why are they tampering with our genetics through nano assemblies? I know this might sound odd, but Nana, you just go on the internet and look up about nanos, nanoparticles, nano assemblies. And it said these nanos can produce ailments, Parkinson's disease, heart attacks, uh, thrombosis, um, the neurological diseases. Why would you want to create that? Why? Do any of you know what I'm talking about? Do any of you know of people who may believe they have nano assembly in them or what you call implants in them? Do any of you? Any of you ever meet people like they seem normal and then maybe all of a sudden their behavior changes? You know whose behavior changed a lot? It just popped in my mind. I think I talked a little about this the other day. Perfect. It just popped in my mind just now. Um, what's his name again? Kanye West. He and his wife went to now they weren't invited. If I heard right, he wasn't actually invited to attend, but he some type of when the photographers are there, he was there with his wife, and he wears all black, and then his wife has a very thick fur coat on, and I think it's warm in California, so why would you wear something that heavy? But either way, uh, and then she takes it off, people, and it looked like she's wearing her birthday suit, okay? And she doesn't look happy. And then I looked at the husband, Kanye, and he's looking at approval of I don't know, people. Do you think maybe they got some nano in them? I'm half joking, but do you think maybe he got a nano in him? Both of them. It's like she seems like a robot. But remember, not too long ago, Kanye West was angry because his daughter was something on camera and he didn't approve of something she might have been wearing or doing. But it seemed innocent. Whatever it was, he didn't like it, and even went to a department store with her, and it almost like stalking the daughter. He was like maybe 1 foot behind her, walking, making sure no one bothers her. Now it's good for a father to protect the daughter. Now, just as protective he is to protect his daughter, and I thought he was honorable when he was protecting her space from intruders. But to have your wife go like that, um, and improve. And something tells me I don't think she thought of that idea. Because if she thought of the idea, she would have been happy about it. But she looked programmed and she looked upset. But she played the game because she's probably being instructed to do whatever she's doing. And I felt sad. What makes people do that? Why? I mean, he's been out of the news for a while. Why would he go there and do that? Do you think that maybe Kanye and his wife have some type of nano in them, something that make them do something that they wouldn't normally do? What do you get out of being naked? What do you get out of going to a function naked or wearing something that is basically see-through and showing all your cookies, you know? What would make a person do that? Why didn't Kanye go and wear the same type of outfit and you go like twins, you know? You wear identical outfits. Why didn't he? Why? Does anybody got an answer? Does anybody? Why get a lady to do that? Why won't he do it? Why don't you wear a sheer outfit, wear an identical his and her outfit and do that? Why? Yeah, and it really that I didn't like. I mean, I didn't like what he did to that country singer some years ago. It was about 19 years ago when he snatched the microphone from the girl and said that he doesn't feel she deserves the award. I said, wow, it was something else. But isn't it ironic that the person that he said that deserved the award did get the country award? You know, isn't it funny, people? Yeah, Beyonce got, what was that? The country award. And wow. And the I forget the name of the lady who was to get an award, that was that 19, 20 more years ago, and Kanye felt she didn't deserve it. So isn't it ironic how things are? What if someone grabbed the microphone from Beyonce and said, "You don't deserve," you know? It's insane. And the only thing I could really think what's happened, maybe they got some type of implant or something that is making them act bizarre. Uh, I don't know, people. But yes, what if people start really thinking, especially if you have know people who have served in the military, or people had the probe done, any side effects, any floaters in the eye, and yeah, I think that this exists, and where's it headed to? People who have these nano assemblies in their body. You know, like when someone does something, you have an aim, you know, you have a goal that you want to achieve. What are you going to get out of that goal? What do you get out of it? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, there is an answer called control, yes. And once you control, what are you going to do? You know what? You know, it's like taking candy from a baby. At one point, let's what are you going to do? What are you going to do with your control over others? It's showing you that these people are insecure with themselves and that they're insecure, and so they use technology to fight for them. But they do it stealthily. They do what they do stealthily against the public. Yeah, that's leading me to think about, oh, what's his name? Elon Musk. What is thing with Elon Musk? The Why would you want to do a colony? To set up a flag in Mars or colony in Mars? I was watching a program about the hoax of the Apollo 11. Now, Elon Musk, for him to go and get a colony on Mars, he would first have to go through the Van Allen belt. It's radioactive. And they claim that they're not able to go to the moon. Well, the NASA says they haven't gone back to the moon because they lost or they they can't find the information how they got there the first time, which I think is baloney. Yeah, I think it's baloney. Of course, you've never been up there. I don't believe that the people um, went to the moon. I was watching a documentary. Yeah, Candace Owens recently interviewed a man who did a documentary about Apollo 11. Yeah, it's an interesting video. Please watch it. But either way, in order for someone to go to the moon, out of our atmosphere, it's the radiation belt, the Van Allen belt, and you can't leave. So how were they able to leave? How? And why haven't they gone back to the moon? I mean, it's was that over 50 years? What, about 50 years since they've been there. And if they've gone there successfully, you bet they're going to put a colony or something there, right? You're going to have something there. But um, so what's the deal? What's the deal, people? What was the point of my bringing that up with Elon Musk? Um, yeah, I was talking about the nano. Um, is what studies? I'm wondering what studies that does is he devising also? Oh, I remember. Yeah, he said recently he's gonna do the thing on Mars, but he has gotten control over this building that has sensitive material about it's a federal agency, and he has access to your social security number, benefits, and other things about you. And I think, and why does he need that information about you? And he also has he devised an AI mega computer, sometimes some massive computer, AI computer. So someone with that type of that type of science, and then he has access on top of it. You don't think he's going to take the information and put in his something? Yeah, I do not. I'm good. I've said it before. I do not trust Elon Musk. I do not, and I feel disaster, and I feel that it is something that he could potentially exploit and exploit Trump. I mean, I like to believe that Trump is intelligent to have some insight on people. Um, I think he made a mistake about appointing him. It's like, oh, what's his name? Bill Gates. I do not trust him either. But I know initially, growing up, He was viewed favorably because he was one of the youngest people in that the type of work he was doing, and how he came across, and then whammo, he gets you dependent on a system, computers, which controls a lot of us, social media that controls, and then his preoccupation with the V word, the thing that you have put inside your body. Uh, I don't like that. Again, it's about control. If he wants to put something in his body, let him. But to make a mandate or to use your money to force the government to do mandates for people, it's another weaponry, and so I don't trust him. And as for again Elon Musk, he again he's coming across like how um Bill Gates came across, harmless. They should try to act like that they're nerdy and things like that, but someone could be a nerd, but they are dangerous. They are dangerous, some of them. And by their fruit, as time goes on, you're going to start seeing more and more control against you, and more science being done upon your body and your mind, in my opinion. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm 1,000% wrong about Bill Gates and Elon Musk. When you get that high on the hog in money and power, it's not by accident. You are placed there, and you're there for a goal in mind. And I don't think that goal is just loving everybody. And I'm concerned where it's going to lead the country. That's also why I left America. I love my country. I love America, but I felt afraid. I felt I was fearful what was happening to me there. And I felt that I feel there's going to be war over there, especially in New York City. It was very unsafe for me as a single woman. Um, so I left. So I hope I'm wrong, though. I hope I am wrong about everything. But as you see in the media, slowly you're starting to see more and more power that he has. Why would you have I mean, I don't know why they get these weirdos from these foreign. I don't know. I don't want to come across like because he's come from another country. But it's like, are you vested? Do you really love the country, or you want to destroy the country? That's what I'm getting at. Anybody could be born anywhere, and yes, you have people who are born in America who hate America. It could be anybody. You can have someone who loves America and they weren't born in America. So love isn't because you're born there. Love is. It's either you love it or you hate it. Um, but I foresee something that doesn't sit right with me, um, about some of the people that he's in proximity to. And I feel that they're going to use him, that they're going to use Trump, I feel, and get rid of him. I hope I'm wrong, people. I hope I'm wrong. I hope you're really listening. Let me know what you think. Do you think that they're going to rub him out? Do you think they're going to rub out Trump? I hope not. I really hope for his safety because I know of him. We're both from New York City, and I live not far from him. And, he is who he is, Trump, but you don't want anything bad to happen. I mean, he's consistently who he is, Trump. Whether you either you love him or you hate him, and that's okay. Whatever your feelings are about him, it's your choice. But I don't want someone to exploit his trust for that person, and that person betray him. And I think he potentially could be set up to be betrayed by some of these people who have their own agenda, and it's not loving America. And it's not about making America great. Some people might think making America great is about destroying America. So that's what fears me in this matter. Um, yeah, it's horrible. It is horrible. I don't know what else I want to say, people. I know I've said a lot. I talked about Cat Williams' video that he has out regarding the protesters of the south of the border, and how some of them, they live in America, they might have been born in America, but they don't want to sing the national anthem because they love the country where their family is from, and they hate America, yet they're sucking it dry with benefits. Yeah. And then I talked about the Black American conservative, and is I mean, I'm getting all these videos of them, and they have the flag in the background, and pro-Trump and all this paraphernalia. And when those people who are really, or blacks who are really Trump supporters, they didn't get that support, and now all of a sudden they come out of the woodworks and act like they were friends all along, and I don't believe it, and I'm angry at it because. Um, my life put in danger. Someone had lied to me. Family member lied to me on social media, and got wind of it. Someone told me, two people told me about it, and it was dangerous what was said to me. It was said, I think, either 2020 or 2021, and that wasn't the time to say anything about someone liking Trump because it could have put me in danger. So all that danger, and then all of a sudden, 2025, you're gonna come out on YouTube with the American flag and this and that, and it just, where were you all along? And then I talk about the nanoparticles and the nano assembling within the human body that may be causing you, doing harm to your body. Yeah, that's very important, I think. And I mean, I could go more about it. But either way, that's all that I shared. And let me know what your thoughts are. What I talked about. You can share your experience in the comment section below. And again, you have a right to have your own political beliefs, your medical care, and what country you want to live in. Whatever country you live in, love and respect the culture of that environment. Whatever supports you, you support it. Period. So thank you again. Peace, love, harmony, and protection to you all, and health. Okay? So this is Spirit Journey signing off. Bye bye.